Good day, grade 12 learners. Welcome to today's business studies lesson. My name is Tiriso Tlhaka, and we'll be looking into assessing team performance. Now we focus on the application questions so that we help you to get ready for your assessments. Now, the first application question requires us to identify the stages of team development applicable to Shiburi construction team in each statement below. So what is key is that immediately the question says identify stages of team development. You should be having 5 in your mind to say I have 5 stages of team development and I have to choose from the statements that would be provided. So the first statement says now, team members confront each other's ideas and fight for a leadership position. That is the first statement. And the second one says now, the team is aware of its aims and makes decisions without supervision. So that is the second statement. And the third one now says, team members gather information about the task that must be performed. So you have 3 statements that now require you to identify the correct stage of team development. To say, when we are talking about team members confronting each other's ideas and when they fight for a leadership position, which stage is that one? So that stage should be from the 5. You should be thinking, are we talking about forming? Are we talking about storming? Are we talking about performing? Are we talking about norming? Or are we talking about adjourning? So you should be thinking about that to say, is it one of the stages or not? And what is key is that you should note or take note into your keyword. The idea that there's confrontation gives you an answer to say there's only one stage that talks about confrontation between team members. So that stage becomes the stage we call storming. To say during the storming stage, team members go through a period of conflict. So the storming becomes the correct answer. And then when we are looking into the option B, there is that the team is aware of its aims and makes decisions without supervision. So you should be thinking to say, at what stage would a team be making decisions without the supervision of their leader? This must be a stage whereby all members now are aware of what is happening and what is to be achieved. And this also means that now members are performing. They are doing very well. They are working as a team. So the stage here is performing. Then, option C, the team members gather information about the task that must be performed. So we are talking about team members gathering information about what must be done. Why would you gather information about what must be done? You gather it because it means you have not done the task. So this means this would be applicable to which stage? The stage we call forming. At the beginning, that is where you would be gathering information to say, what should we do for us to achieve this project or this task successfully as a team? We need to gather information. So this would be happening during the forming stage. So those are your responses to the question. Now, as we move, number 2, you're supposed to discuss now the other stages of team development. The other stages include norming or settling or reconciliation. What happens during that stage is that team members come to an agreement and reach consensus. Why are they reaching consensus? It's because they were from a phase of conflict whereby they were not agreeing on matters. Hence, we say they achieve an agreement and reach consensus. And then roles and responsibilities are clearly defined and accepted. Everyone would accept their role, especially after the conflict that occurred. Then we have the adjourning or the mourning stage. During this stage now, this is where team members or the team is about to dissolve, but the task must be completed before the project end. So what happens here with the members is that this is a breaking up of the team, but it may be traumatic as team members may find it difficult to perform as individuals because they're used to working with other team members. They are used to sharing responsibilities. Now, when they think about operating as individuals again, it becomes a very, very traumatic stage. Now, we have another question which requires us to now identify the criteria for a successful team performance in each statement below. So again, we have to look into the statements. We have to underline the keywords for us to remember what is the correct response. Now, option A says teams continuously review their progress in order to rectify their mistakes. Number 2, all team members take part in decision making. That is your option B. And your option C says now team members are committed towards achieving a common goal. And then option D says teams show respect for the knowledge and skills of other members. So you are expected to identify the criteria. What is key? I give you the tip again. Remember, you have 4 criteria to choose from. So what should you use? You should look into the keywords to say what does each criteria emphasize as a keyword. Now, option A, when we are talking about teams continuously reviewing, or when they review their progress in order to rectify mistakes, that basically means in the process of reviewing, team members would be coming together and talking about how to improve. So the process of talking has to do with which criteria? Communication, because to talk is to communicate. So the criteria here would be communication. Then, option B, all team members take part in decision making. When we're talking about team members taking part in decision making, it means everyone is participating. And for everyone to participate, it means there's cooperation and there is collaboration in that team. So the answer here is supposed to be collaboration. Then, option C, team members are committed towards achieving a common goal. Commitment is only achieved when there's support and motivation, which talks to one criteria: interpersonal. Interpersonal, attitude, and behavior. Then option D talks about teams which show respect for the knowledge and skills of other members. These would be the criteria we call shared values. So, hoping you noted the assessment skills or application skills you should have. Read the statement, understand the statement, underline the keyword, use it to get to your correct answer. So with that being said, let us take a short break and we will continue shortly.